going on, guys? Chris here. Back with another collection update this time. I don't have a ton to show you. It's taken me a few weeks to get this little stack that I have here. Went and took a trip with my parents to a record store. It's about an hour away. Because, like I've said to you, I think I've mentioned in these videos before that there's a couple places in my area. I got my one local record store in town that's kind of more just classic rock and jazz and blues and that kind of stuff, which is good for what it is, but it's not always what I'm looking for. And I shouldn't say not always, it's really never what I'm looking for the most part. Not to say I don't listen to those things, but just not to the extent I listen to everything else. And so yeah, I have that one place, and the chain stores that I have around. Over the years, they've kind of just turned more into clothing stores, or a Spencer's type, teen anime, geared towards that kind of crowd, which is not me. You know, Still some of these places have some CDs, but really just you're gonna find the big releases and what used to be, 5 aisles of, store length, aisles of CDs now are, it's now condensed into one little row, and, it's a million t-shirts. One thing I do notice, though, is in a lot of stores now, or should, 99% of stores, that vinyl greatly outweighs CDs. I wish I could get into vinyl. I enjoy it. I love the artwork. That's probably my favorite part about it. I'm a lazy prick, so I don't feel like, flipping a record and halfway through the thing, and especially if it's a 2 LP, that's just annoying to me. I like it for the artwork, that's cool, and it's cool for what it is, whatever, but I don't have the money for that. I can't spend $30 on a new release. It's just insane. I don't even like spending $15 on a CD that's, brand new coming out. I've learned over the last few years to just accept it, because CDs are not really all that cheap anymore. But anyways, so yeah, I have a little stack, took a trip up to a place, and the rest of the stuff was a rare find at the place I mentioned before, the local place in my town. Someone must have just dropped off a collection that had some stuff in it that was up my alley. And they had some stuff there that I already had, so I didn't bother with it. But the first thing which I got from the place, I guess I'll show you. I got 2 things in here that aren't really metal related, so I'll get those out of the way. The first thing would be Coltrane Sound by John Coltrane. I believe this was recorded in '64. It's more just I don't know if I've particularly listened to this one. I do like John Coltrane quite a bit. This is just a hole in the collection of my stuff that I have from. I have a couple 3 album in 1 sets, or 5 album in 1 sets, whatever it is, that I got off my buddy. But yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it's just, I'm not really, as much as I don't know the intricacies of metal and the stuff I really listen to, I especially don't know intricacies and how to explain, what I'm hearing on this. I just know that I enjoy it. I know it doesn't help you at all. The next thing I've got is Mountain, Twin Peaks. Mountain is one of those classic rock bands that I actually enjoy a lot. I think this is a bootleg. It just doesn't seem right. The artwork's kind of, you probably can't see it, but it's kind of pixely. It just looks like it was printed, and it's not even a booklet. It's just just 1 page. I don't know. Maybe it's not a bootleg. It just seems bootleggy to me. This is an album I haven't listened to by them. I have a couple of their other albums. I have Climbing. I don't know if it's called Mountain Climbing or just Climbing. I forget. And I have Nantucket Sleigh Ride, both of which are really good. So I have never listened to this one. This came out, the album says 74. It's some pretty interesting artwork. It's quite 70s. I've never listened to it, so I don't know. I'm sure it's good. Mountain, from the albums that I've listened to a lot, and just stuff that I've listened to, over time, on Spotify or whatever, all seems good. So the next thing I got is an album, black metal. I believe it's Finnish. It's Finnish black metal. Baptism, The Devil's Fire. I thought this was a one-man band, but it's a full band picture on the inside. If you can see without the glare. I don't know. I thought it was a one-man band, but anyways, it's just pretty much straightforward black metal, with some keys and stuff in it. I haven't listened to it quite enough. I had heard the name, and I had never checked them out, and I've just been listening to this one. But I knew very little about the band. Like I said, I thought it was a one-man band, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe I guess I was mistaken. The next one I have is Executioner's Return by Obituary. I'm not a big fan of this one. This, I believe, was like a mid-2000s release, like 2007. There's the inside artwork right there. Stupid glare. Artwork's cool. That's probably the best part about the album, honestly. I mean, not that it's bad. It's just not the old stuff. It just doesn't even compare, which, that goes without saying for a lot of these, old school, death metal bands that really started the whole genre, with the exception of a few. A lot of the mid-era stuff and the recent stuff, it doesn't usually live up to the previous albums, and I don't know, like I said, it's not bad. It's probably just something I'll never really go back to. It's just that I'm collector scum and I have to have everything, even if I'll never listen to it, because that's just my life, and someday I'll get rid of 99% of the stuff that I don't listen to, because I have all this stuff and I probably only listen to like 25% of it. It's annoying. The next thing I've got, I won't spend too much time on it, because after I started really getting into this band, I was informed that they are, or at least the singer, I believe, is not the greatest of people. It's Inquisition. What's the name of the album? Obscure Verses for the Multiverse, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, they got, I don't want to say too much good about them, because like I said, and you should just look, if you don't know about it, what, I don't know if the charges, whatever. I don't know enough to really comment on it. I think the guy got off on the charges of whatever it was. I'm not gonna get into it. You can look it up if you want to. Just seems like a really shit person. But the music's amazing. The vocals are quite different. That's what really drew me in the first time. Actually, not for like a good reason. I heard the vocals and I almost thought it was like a joke. But I don't know, I grew to love it, kind of like I've done with other bands, like most notably King Diamond. I used to listen to it because I was like, this sucks so bad. But now I love it. I love this band. I just might not love the people in it. I'm sure that's the majority of a lot of these type of bands, is that they might not be the best of people. Not this guy though. He's the best. The next thing I got is Master on the self-titled debut, I believe. This thing is fucking awesome. I listened to this thing. Well, I finally own a physical copy of it, but I listened to this thing so many times over the years. Finally was able to get a copy of it. I think this was just a recent re-release. I think this was actually this year it got repressed. This thing is awesome. I don't know if I'd call it death metal. I really don't. I mean, it's definitely leaning towards that, but it's so thrashy. It's kind of like, just think like Eaten Back to Life, or just something like that, where it's death. It's definitely death in there, but it's just, I mean, it's so fast, and it's really not any moments of slowing down in this thing. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy this, and that's kind of where I find myself living in death metal and black metal, is more of the thrashy stuff. Not to say I don't enjoy all of it, but I feel like that's just my go-to, is anything thrash metal related or with the, anyways. The next thing I got, it's a band I don't, again, it's just kind of like a gap filler, just to, finish the collection of a band. I don't love them, and I especially don't care for this album as much as some of their other stuff. But that's Decapitated, Blood Mantra. I don't know. I'm not the biggest tech death guy, even though they're not quite as ridiculous as some of the tech death bands get. I think that's absolutely like the worst genre. I freaking hate tech death bands for the most part. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. It's like if you're like me and you don't lean into the tech side of things too much and just the over the top like complicated riffs, and sometimes it's cool, but other times it's just like being technical for the sake of being technical. I don't know, just not my thing. I hate to be like that, but thought I just heard someone at my door. Yeah, I don't know, not my thing. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I'm just trying to fill in a gap. I got some of their other stuff. I enjoy most of their other stuff a lot more, and their newest one, Cancer Culture, is actually really good. I haven't got a physical copy of it yet, but I've listened to it online, and it's pretty good. The next thing I've got, and I've never really known how to say this band's name, is it Brujeria, I want to say. And I don't know how the hell to say the title of the album, Brujerismo. Don't know. I didn't know the story behind this band, in that I think it's known who the actual artists are, because on the tag here it says Fear Factory, Faith No More, Napalm Death, Cradle, and Demu. But it says rumored to feature members of. But I think online it pretty much people know who's in it. I didn't know it was even supposed to be a secret, or if it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was behind it. But oddly enough, fittingly enough, that it says Fear Factory first, featuring members of, because that's from the first note on here. I was like, this is Fear Factory. Like, not. I don't want to be like insulting, because I'm sure a lot of people have their opinions on Fear Factory, but you can definitely tell, because I believe it's. I read that it's the guitarist and drummer of Fear Factory, and you can definitely tell this is. I was expecting more of a death metal thing, which is, there's elements of that, but this is really just groove metal for the most part, with just heavier style vocals. This is a band whose physical stuff I don't ever go searching it out for, but like I've never just come across this for cheap, and I got it for cheap, so I had to pick it up, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the band. Not that I don't like them, I just never spent the time to get into them. And lastly, this is 4 from the same band. This is a band, surprisingly, that some of their, with the exception of their earliest stuff and their, the stuff that came out towards the end of their career, all the stuff in the middle seems like it's really pricey, and kind of, not that it's hard to find, but it's just to get a good deal on it. And I got these at my local record store. Like I said, they must have dropped off just a new, or someone must have just dropped off their metal collection or something, because they had a lot of stuff, and they had more by this band, but these were the ones I didn't have, and there's still a bunch I don't have. And the band is Motorhead. So I have Kiss of Death, I've got We Are Motorhead, Sacrifice, and Hammered. And I don't mean to be insulting when I say this, because it's not meant, it's kind of like how I feel about AC/DC, where I have to really be in the mood for Motorhead, and I feel like, with the exception of a few albums, like you've heard one, you've heard them all, and that sounds like really insulting, and I don't mean it that way, because I love Motorhead, but I listened to some of these, and I have before, but I sat down and listened to them after I bought them, and after a while, it's like, I don't know, like, not that I don't enjoy it, but it's just not enough there for me to, like, just, I don't know. And I'm sure that's like sacrilegious to say about a band that's such a legendary band, but I don't know, it's like that with AC/DC for me too, but AC/DC much more than Motorhead. I mean, AC/DC like is just the same 3 power chords played in a different beat and different order, and that's 90% of their music. Motorhead's not quite like that, but they pretty much have their style. They don't stray too far from that style throughout their entire career. And this is no different. They're really good, and were hard to come by because they are a band that I would love to complete their collection of. I want to say, because they're right here on my shelf. I have quite a bit from them, but they're a band that have released a lot over the years, so I still got some work to do there. But that's what I found, and that's everything that I got in the last few weeks. Oh, and I didn't grab it, but I did get my copy of Jugulator by Judas Priest, which I believe was the last or the second to last album that I needed from them. So I'm glad that's one big band that I could just check off, because I was shocked when I realized I didn't have everything by them. I thought that was like a shoe-in to just like of course, why wouldn't I have every Judas Priest album? But I think I'm almost done with them, but I forgot to grab it. Is this it right here? Yep. Okay, so there's that. It was just right over there. And I was talking to someone, I believe, I think it was someone in the comments of my other video when I got, Demolition. But this is not bad. People, and I would just imagine it's people that were upset about the departure of, Halford. But Ripper Owens does a really damn good job, in my opinion, on the vocals on these. Sorry, I'm just reading. Just trying to find the album. I mean, what year the album came out. Oh, I thought it was 1997. I think it was 1997. Anyways, but people hate on him. I don't know if they hate on him, but it's just like, it's, people say it's not Judas Priest without, just like Iron Maiden wasn't, the same without Bruce Dickinson, which I can understand. And I can respect that. I don't have the emotional attachment to bands like that. To those bands like that. I definitely have an emotional attachment to certain bands I grew up with. So I think I like this probably more than a lot of people do. Their catalog is just so exceptional that I don't know how far up the list it would be, and if I were to rank them. There's definitely some Halford albums I like less than this. I mean, that's for sure. But with that being said, I mean, I'm not going to that's a conversation for another day. But that's all I got the last few weeks. I've got a few more things coming. Nothing big, though. So it'll probably be another couple weeks till I have another collection update. But in the meantime, I'll have more of me going through my stuff. I plan on doing another What's in My Stack, which I haven't done in a couple weeks. So that's something I want to get done. Because I got a lot of stuff I've been listening to, and a lot of stuff to piss you off with that I've been listening to. Which I gotta say, I say that all the time about some of the stuff that I have, because I have so much, I have so much music that covers so many genres that, but people have really seemed, I haven't had a ton of comments, but the people that have, I mean, I appreciate it, and I hope the channel keeps growing, but, I've only gotten, like, good responses as far as, people saying, like, they feel the same way about, you listen to what you want, and, don't give a shit what other people think. And I respect that, and it means a lot, for people to share that opinion, that they have with me. So yeah, if you like the videos, please leave a comment, let someone know, that if you got a friend that enjoys, someone, in a monotone, voice who says every 5 seconds, let them know that I'm making videos. Just send them my way. I would love to keep growing the channel. I think I'm up to 48 subscribers now, which is awesome. And that was mostly thanks to Matt from the Dark Path, who very graciously gave me a shout out, which still means a hell of a lot to me, and he really gave me a push in my videos. So thank you again. And like I said, you like what you're watching, leave a comment, like it, or do nothing, just watch. I don't care. Just as long as I get any kind of support, it means a lot to me, and it's really appreciating, and it's humbling to even have 48 people subscribe to me. So anyways, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. See you later.